Greetings everyone, please give a moment to make sure everything's set on up. Sorry for the late start, I got a little distracted. Oh well, 5 minutes not too late. For some. Hopefully for most. Either way, like Twitter and Twitch are all going. Rumble is going as well. And YouTube should be boot up now. YouTube takes the longest to boot on up. And appears to be as well. And I think everything is good to go here. Yep, I think everything is uploading just fine. Disable preview, save some resources, and now time to activate the live stream chats. Channels, content. Why are you Avowed? Fuck off. Why are notifications keep on popping up? I swear, notifications become much more intrusive each time. And why would I on earth have to want to play Avowed? I'm not sure if you guys saw that on my, yep, I can see on my live stream it did pop up. Sounds about right. Yep, I think all the live chat windows are good. Give me a moment to check my other computer. And looks like everything's good to go. So let's actually find a game that you guys may have just lost. Let's see now. Nobody's spectating. I don't know why. Usually, if I see somebody spectating the game, that's usually an indication it's going to be a decent game. Next up, just click a quick look at see if there's any clan tags I would recognize. Or in this case, a Twitch tag is generally a decent indication. Be not a bad not necessarily last resort. Shouldn't be half bad. But now let's see if we can't find anything a little bit better, far better than that. Yeah, let's just head to this one then. Greetings everyone, and Grade here for another Age of Mythology replay. Spawn on the right side as the blue Hades, we've got Bina_TV, which may be related to Twitch, because we've got Twitch.tv. Spawn on the left side as the red Kronos, we've got Chapo. But no El Chapo. Oh wait, when I'm looking over here, that looks like an O. When I look up here, top right, that is a 0. So Chap is 0. I think I'm just going crazy. It looks like... Okay, am I stupid? Please tell me am I not going crazy or not? Because look, that looks like clearly down there an O, but clearly up there is a 0. It's definitely a 0, but why are the zeros so small in this font format? I'm going crazy. When it comes to relics, we do have the Zerang. Gives walls a bit of health regen, which is nice, but usually either a wall alive or dead. Though a decent amount of splash damage come about, so it does make it easier to not need to repair every single segment. Villagers training 5% faster, that can be quite nice. Villagers attain the goats, they are of course the goat. 5-color stone of Nuwa, reducing repair costs, which is actually not super important, because most of the time buildings are either alive or dead, not really between. Buildings have increased hit points, so may help out with the repair costs. Polar's Bow, increasing maximum range of ranged soldiers by 1, which can be quite nice, particularly with some units. I think Hades would be very nice there. Go for his unique crossbow to get even more range. And there should be another relic there is the last relic. We do have the Feathers of Zheng Wei. Small trickle wood, which is always nice to have. Effectively 1 extra villager. Maybe not necessarily 1. Yeah, more like a half a villager. A little bit more than half since it does take time to travel and drop off, but still. Of course, Kronos designed to forward deploy his temple, time shipping forward. He immediately summons the Sentinels like, yep, that's quite understandable. Promethean being deployed on the field, which is space a staple for Kronos' first age up, give access to him Prometheans. And the Sentinels will help him protect against the soon-to-be raid. Drops a relic on the front line as well. Here comes the Promethean. Sentinels are effectively equivalent to a watchtower with less health, but it's still pretty nice to have. Of course, they can't really range each other, but does have the support of the towns nearby. And of course, have no minimum range as well. Sentinels are good to protect yourselves from raids, but they're really not good in any other situation. Don't rely on them to take on armies. Only deploy these Sentinels around to protect yourself from raids, and that's it. Nothing more. In this case, Sentinels are always quite nice versus the early harassment and raid factions such as Kronos. Promethean Offspring here, and there's a Promethean Achilles on the build queue as well. No, there's probably Ajax running around somewhere, but Achilles would be quite nice. Norm the Minotaur does... Wait. Okay, that is the corpse. That's a funny interaction. I saw the Promethean Offspring summoning and then got the other there. I had no idea what was going to happen. Achilles going to take on the Oracle there. To be honest, what do you think that would happen there? Would you assume the Promethean Offspring would spawn at the place it lands? Or do you assume where it was actually technically killed? If it was Age Mythology Gold Edition, it'll probably actually spawn out where the Promethean lands, because usually when units pick up another unit, they don't actually fully die until the animation completes, if I remember correctly. No, it's usually they die when the animation gets complete of throwing, like the Cyclopes. So actually I have no idea. Because in that game, in Gold Edition, you couldn't really send Myth units flying. Maybe if with the Titans? In that case, I think it wouldn't even send the corpse flying, it would just immediately die and fall down, right? A lot of things change between Gold Edition and Retold. Termite gets picked off pretty easily there. We got Ajax, Achilles, Norm the Minotaur, and a Hippus. Hippus would be a good counter to the Turmas. After all, it seems like a lot of Lanteans like to go for Turmas, so the Hippus deployment would be a good counter to them. The Hippus do have opposing versus ranged soldiers, and Turmas are ranged soldiers, mounted ranged soldiers. You can see here, ranged soldier, comma cavalry, so it's classified as both. We do have a nice Peltus, the counter cavalry unit there. And now we've got some toxics before the field. Deconstructs the temple there, which is minor victory there. And the Turmo is getting ripped apart. Yep, Turmos can't do much. He knows about the Sentinels there. Probably shouldn't really eye to harass. Should just eye to raid or scout. Though scouting up this right there would be quite nice. And Blue's eyeing for security town center. Even bring some planks along with him, help with the construction of the scaffolding. Valor has been summoned on, looks like on this Terma here, I'm guessing. Chickens are being slain. It probably tastes like chicken. Peltis and the Terma's now advancing. And now we do have the medium cavalry upgrade as well. Very nice. Blue secondary town center is being built. We do have some Tox days. The terminals are technically a counter Tox days. Peltis They only have 6 damage and slow attack. They're not too particularly great versus villagers. Does actually manage to bull charge the hero. I didn't think you're supposed to do that. Then again, I could have just because it's gold. I'm still using the gold edition. Poly Promethean will go down there. Blue has 1 villager still remains. So Blue did lose some villagers. He is down by 6 villagers at the moment. Of course, there's always a little bit of issues with the translation of the citizens. And he may have... Nope, he does not have the faster village deployment rate, which was this one here, right? No. He may... Somebody has this relic there. Right, only has this one temple, so maybe Blue that has it. Or... Yep, that's actually right here. There's the relic I was looking for. Toxace will go down. Hippus rotates on back. Good strike there. Picks off Fatorma. Pretty much for free. Did take a little bit of damage there. And of course, did lose some Toxace. Council has been established. Next round of Sentinels will cost 50 favor. Probably not really needed at this moment. Right now, Blue does have a larger army in the field. Citizen count or civilian count is evening out, but now do have a town center here, so citizens can do their part. More battles been summoned. Pumbaa's Hakuna Matata is starting to get interrupted. Got counter cavalry and counter range. So, I got counter to this. Force would probably be just hoplites. If need to keep it distance. Couple peltas are the ones with heroes. There's the Northern Minotaur could be focused down there. These heroes do have a ×9 multiplier against myth units. Increasing it, so they have effectively 9 × 6, 36, a little less than 36 DPS against myth units. Wait, 9 × 6. That's not right. It's been a while since last done math. 54. So it's probably close to 50 since it's not exactly a full 6 as well. Capapeltis, or not Capapeltis, the Scout does go down. Got more Toxace and more medium Hippus, the Plow being obtained. And we do have now a Shade, free Shade. Villagers hitting this gold mine are citizens. And actually just try and push forward, try and collect more risky gold in order so you can keep this safer gold for later. We have an age up now. We do have Apollo being deployed in the field. Apollo is a very nice god. Offers the Manticore as well, which is a very solid myth unit. And we got Hyperion here for the Satyr. Also, Chaos versus the Underworld passes. Underworld passes very good god power as well. More Toxace being summoned. Doesn't have medium Toxace just yet. Medium Toxace is being researched. Copper shields, not a bad idea. Citizen mainly heroic fight there. Now the copper breastplate and copper weapons being researched by Blue. Apollo and Hyperion been deployed onto the field. Do not have heavy infantry for Red, but he's also going for the medium Contineris, the cavalry for the Atlanteans. Manticore here. Range, a medium infantry or medium range or heavy range being researched by Hades, as well as the Sunray, giving them all range units plus 15% damage, as well as adds a bit of line of sight upon missing. And of course, got the heavy cavalry as well in the Vault of Erebus. It looks like some of these villagers may be taken out. Citizens are doing their part. These villagers do go down. But now Blue's counterattacking as well. Toxa's a good position. Heavy Toxa's. Heavy Hippus on the field as well. Friends in the back line. And great, a spam bot there. We've got now a restoration now being summoned. Manticore firing away. Got some citizens going down. Decent number of them. But it's probably best right now to hit the army. Hippus versus Contineris, they're effectively the same classification, so no counter for each other. Of course, it's just medium Contineris. And Blue looks like overall does win the fight, pulls back citizens there. They have relatively even civilian counts. And while this is going on, I'm going to get rid of that spam bot. Okay, there we go. Don't worry about banning the spam bot after this game. Odromos now being employed fields, more Manticore. Manticore just provides good, solid base of fire, and looks like it does get affected by the Sun Ray. Increases damage by 15%. Nice evacuation there. Very, very nice. Minotaur does do a full charge there. Manticore does have also occasional special attack there. 11 damage with 3 AoE, making pretty good versus Mass Force Infantry, as well as maintaining some good base of fire. Has the 12 damage times 3, so effectively almost 38. So overall, a very good backline unit. And one of the ranged myth units, it's easier to keep them alive than front melee ones. Holy crap, I just hear so many citizens going down. Can't tell you how many citizens are inside the town. So it looks like there's 3 at the moment. And now it went down to 52 civilian population from, I'm assuming it's equal to opponent, from 71. So much 20 civilian population there. Manticore is taking a bit of damage there from the heroic Turmas. Chiron on the field there. Got double Satyrs. Satyrs off for 20 damage. They also attack in a bit of a line. And Red does back the game there as well. This Angrade saying, thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. Give me more of the ban the spam bot. There we go. Move this Back over to Twitch so I can keep an eye on it. That name sounds familiar. Yep, we're doing this one. It's also a very good length replay, so we're doing this one. And no complaining, I'll also turn this stream around. Greetings everyone, and Great here for another Age Mythology replay. Spawn bottom left side as the blue Hades, we got John Arbiter. Spawn top right side as the red Fuxi, we got HR. So we got HR world here. When it comes to relics on the map, we do have Zyrang, gives walls a bit of health regen. Over here, we do have Actates Torches, makes your god powers are cheaper in favor and 10% faster cooldown. Archimedes Ledger, populations, siege weapons take one less population, which is actually quite nice. Which, I just realized something, that could be very nice for the Atlanteans, since after Cherry Ballista are classified as siege weapons, so it should affect them. Certus Sabelli, get some free lions. Husk of the Iron Boar, increase cavalry hit points by 10%. That's actually pretty nice. Jade Hair, Mythunians get plus 5% speed, which is actually a bit more middle of the road, because you tend to have to. Your slowest part of your army is your slowest unit, so it's hard to say how useful that will be. One more relic. Did I miss this one? No. This one, did I miss? I must not miss any. This is just unevenly split. 2 on one side and 4 on the other side. Deer are being collected up. Some delicious venison from Mount Olympus. What is this? What's the name of the Greek god of hunt? Artemis? Is this his section of Mount Olympus? We do now have Athena being deployed on the field, give access to the 11th Minos, Aegis Shield, and Soracia. And over here we do have Zhuanu, give access to Quillen, the healing myth unit, Divine Books, Reincarnation, and Quillen's Blessing. Ajax here. Athena, of course, give access to Restoration God Power, and this one does provide Vanish, give access to make group units invisible a short amount of time. Now Ajax has actual proper damage there, but we've got a lot of pioneers. Nice bit of ghosting here. Right now, human soldiers and siege weapons do plus 10% damage. We got the Quillen now engaging. Minotaur, of course, does do bonus damage versus Mythuna, so does Quillen. Quillen has 12, 290, standard attack speed times 3. For 17, 1.1, which is rounds out to 15, and much higher health, of course, less speed. And also getting nailed by all these pioneers. Those pioneers may have a bit of inaccuracy to them. Looks like they're missing decent amount of shots. Ajax and Achilles do take out the Quillen, and now get the Scout. Ajax and Achilles there. There goes the Norm the Minotaur. Katapos the Scout is trying to gauge that Pioneer. Overall, he's just trying to yell out, "Need a dispenser" here, repeatedly. And blue has now established secondary towns there. Red has some goats here. They're, of course, the goat. And it looks like Sentinels cannot capture goats, if you ever wondered about that. Don't know if he really should have deployed the Sentinels at this exact moment. I understand he wants the extra protection, but he could wait until there was actual threat before summoning them. By the way, Settle behind the trees here. That could be interesting. This one also has a bit of coverage there. It may seem a bit open, but remember as well, there's a lot of intraversal lands, so it'd be hard to hit melee units to hit this thing, though they don't have too much health to begin with. But could fire across this hill, and has some coverage over here with the not traversable terrain, multiple archer ranges being summoned. Red is now established secondary town center over here as well. So, yeah, swaps to yin in 44 seconds, so you may want to be a lot not as aggressive during that time frame. But to be fair, plus 10% fire damage is nice, but maybe not critical, since the other Chinese civilizations don't require the plus 10% damage to win. Red's now obtaining a third town center, so we've got Eco Plan. I'm just going to fast forward a little bit there, since it's nothing too critical at this moment. We do have a Pegasus here deployed out by blue. I sort of wonder as well, this map, if there's something special with the central temple, can you drop the relics there to do something special? And that Pegasus got sniped. These pioneers have a staggering times 11 multiplier versus myth units. Attack speed's a little bit slow though. So their DPS may not be too much higher than priests. The higher, I think they have twice the amount of bonus multiplier than priests though. Can't remember exactly from my top of my head, so they're still probably better than priests in engaging myth units. Yep, right now it's flying plus 10% gathering rate. This green circle here seems inaccurate. Oh wait, is it going this way rather than this way? I don't know why. I always assume the green circle will be expanding, but it looks like it actually is shrinking. We have now Apollo being flown in view. Give access to the powerful Manticore. It looks like Blue's eyeing for a bit of military force in the field. Has 20 military units versus 10 military units, at least in population-wise. And now I do have, was this Wukong? No, Go Meng. Give access to Tao Wu, which I believe that's the battering ram myth unit, right? Where it's charges way forward into a brick wall. It's only as good as a meat shield and has only really good for crush damage. It charges, but yet when out of combat, it moves incredibly slow. Oh yeah, the Peach Blossom Spring right now is at a decent amount of income. Right now just storing gold, that's the most perishable resource. It may be not a half bad idea for him to spend his first 100 favor on another Peach Blossom Spring, get another bank going. There's the Tao Wu. Yep, you can see mostly crush damage, has very good health, and very poor speed. Attack speed's also not super high as well, so it's really just a siege weapon. Now I got the Soracia being queued on up, as well as the Aegis Shield, which is not somewhat related to the Aegis Slash from Pokemon, hence where the name came from.
Prostagma.
Scout does get hit in the head multiple times by a giant. Fire archers being summoned, as well as the White Horse Archers, or White Horse Cavalry. It's a melee cavalry unit with a ranged special attack, if I remember correctly. They're effectively, I think it's like the White Horse, I think they're effectively Mongolian, but can't say exactly for sure. I just assume most of the elite cavalry for the Chinese are just Mongolians. They're strong enough to ride against myth units. The only way I can say that the Mongolian cavalry could be even stronger is you just give them cowboy weapons. Or unholy composition. Though that sounds like something would be fitting for a Valkyria Chronicles game. Hoplites now being deployed in the field. An underworld passage has been summoned. Blue's making his move. Multiple villagers getting picked on off. Does also have scout here. Red is falling back with the heavy cavalry. It's more fast cavalry. They move at 6.6. Well, secondly, there are heavy cavalry research. And a very good number of these peasants are being killed on off. Ajax is probably going down there as well, and Blue is deciding to fall back. You can always do a bit of ambush later on by getting units back in through the underworld passage, or back on through it this way. There's the cavalry there, charge way forward. Hoplites can split them off, try to engage. These heavy white horse cavalry are anti-range units, of course, like most melee cavalry. Now got a good round of fire archers and anti-structure archers. Some Blue's units are a little bit on the wrong side. They also got some of the fire archers there. Heavy white horse cavalry charging way forward. We also got the Bao Wu here, or Tao Wu. Let's go down there. Got a great strike there onto the Sentinel, but now this guy will be picked on off by Archilles at least. And of course, it does have ×3 multiplier versus myth units. I want to know what? One, the Sentinel's there. This one is also quite damaged. Though he's keeping his chin up. Everything else, left on his face is also non-resistant though. We do now have Hepatus being pulled in field, give access to Colossus and to the Plenty Vault. Hades may want to start eyeing to stockpile a bit of favor. I always say that if you get the Plenty Vault, try to get 200 favor to get a second Plenty Vault. Hectate's Torches was one of the relics on the map, so maybe he has access to it. 50 favor, it's just not. I think it's still on the field. I think it's that relic there. There's a good number of relics still on the field, looks like. Maybe it has the repair relic. Right now we do have the increased damage. Yang has subsided, now he has increased collection rate. We do have this guy, Nezha, deployed in the field. And now got the settlement now being built as well. Lots of pushing forward over here. The cavalry didn't actually break on through. The Sentinels are simply not enough to deal with all of the cavalry. Red is maxed out with villagers. Blue is, of course, cold quite a bit. The Plenty Vault will help him out. He has a decent amount of gold as well, so he could go for more Colossus. Though he doesn't have a whole lot of favor generation for that. And like I said as well, he probably should go for the second Plenty Vault. Those up here, they're going to be exposed relatively soon. So at this point in time, may need to get some Prodromos to deal with all these cavalry units. He's going for more Hoplites and Toxthays. Toxthays, he may want to ease off a little bit. more cavalry over here. Trying to rotate some instruments over here. But he's now down to below 50 villagers. Does have, of course, the plentiful on the field. Yeah, this is a very important relic to help get out more plenty vaults. There's the pre-Colossus. And we now have a forward fortress being established. The Colossus is engaging. The Colossus has decent attack speed and great crush damage. He also has incendiary arrows. And Colossus handled that no problem. Big round copper forge upgrades. Looks like I got a stream of units by red being picked off one at a time. Got the cavalry advancing. On default's right there, so it shouldn't be captured too easily. Not like it can be deleted. Artillery's there to hold off a little bit of threats. Blue does have a decent force here. Mostly rangers. The cavalry force are technically counter them. And now we do have the Yinglong's Wrath on point of view, spawning some sort of Yinglong electric dragon. Does have divine damage, so it pierces through all of the structure's armor. But took a serious amount of damage already. I think there's a couple heroes in the region. It's always quite nice help deal with that. Achilles does get picked off by this hero, the Mizha, fully grown. And got now Perseus getting some good damage onto it as well, so he's already down to half health, his final god power, which is quite bad for him. Perseus can also probably turn around and turn one of these guys in stone. Big round of heroes being summoned out by Hades. Now we got a big round of Dao Swordsmen being summoned. Dao Swordsmen are just a beefy frontline unit with no particular specialties other than just trying to stay alive. The Yinglong over here has its damage. He of course has increased gathering rate from nearby farms, so even the wounded state is at least able to support his economy, which is probably good to do. We do have the Yang active as well. Champion Hopeye Spoil in the field. Got a number of these units here. Catapult, Petrobolus engaging, which appears to be also affected by the solar flare. Who has decent defensive formation there, has support of various marine teams over here, and of course his champion units. Nope, these are Tiger Cavalry, which they do dismount upon dying. And Blue will hold on thanks to his champion upgrades, and Popeye is a good frontline unit in general. We also got a Hindu here, or Hindu. Blue's pushing way forward over here. Right now, Red has, or Blue has recovered up to 60 villagers. Red has 99. Has 9 villagers on to favor, so it'd be a good idea to try to get a second vault, I would say. He still has off for the restoration. This may be time for restoration. AoE damage is quite significant though, so restoration probably wouldn't do much. He needs to get his heroes there and pick off that dragon. The Colossus has been picked off. I think did person just get summoned here? If not, that's a bit of a mistake. Probably should have put it right there. I was trying to go for a forward fortress here. Now this village is providing 0.8 income. Thus far, one over here is 0.73, so the clutch rate is nice. Nothing too massive. I suppose rice farms do like absurdly wet and compared to grain, other assortments of grain. Achilles is trying to slay the dragon. Perseus and Ajax, or there's Ajax there. I don't see Perseus here. Ajax has gone down, and the dragon as well. We do now have the forest protection being summoned on this town center. And we're just falling back there. Got another force here. Another force pushing on the flank. Petropol's taking on this Bowley. And the cavalry trying to break through the stone gate, but it's being cleared up by some villagers. Very nice. And add towns up for fire support there. And we do have some of the Hades unique cavalry, or not cavalry, range unit, the unique crossbowman, the Gastro, how to pronounce that. Restoration has been summoned there, and there is the invisibility. And while it's the last of the special crossbowman being put up by Hades. I think people should go for them more often. They're pretty good building killers. They're a good alternative to the Petropolis. And with incendiaries, they have like a times 11 multiplier versus structures. Nice pop there. Alright, so I'm push his way forward. He does not have Yang, he has Yin. I got some donkey caravans here. Other round sentinels, they stacked up so you can do some extra support there. Still disagree with its deployment though. You have Watchtower though. Blue has held on. Don't see where that unique crossbowman is at the moment. There he is. Oh, times 23 multiplier versus structures. Look at that. Also has 25 damage, slow attack speed, so it is effectively 12. And 24 range is quite significant. Petropolis can get up to 30 range, so good enough range, I would say. And not to mention, it can hit everything. Also does have a times 2 multiplier versus myth units, which is... that's from Olympian weapons. So that was a unique technology to get that. Which is nice and all, but nothing too absolutely critical in this situation. 104 health, and compared to Toxays have only 85 health. They do have less DPS as well, so the unique crossman has more DPS. Almost by times 2. These guys here have plus 5% multiplier against infantry though, which I'm pretty sure the crossbowman variant is still a little better in that aspect. against fighting infantry. Cavalry coming with flank. And Blue's trying to get his sound center rebuilt. Blue does have some building health upgrades. Going for another Petrobolus, going for advanced fortifications as well. It looks like something struck. Both the siege crossbows did strike the town center, taking it out. More guard has for defense. Not sure if that unique crossbow is still alive to compare it to. There he is. He is 3 population rather than just a 2 in the top stage, so he's a little bit more to the population. And does cost a bit more as well. But effectively, for 50% more population, you do get more DPS. 12 versus... And not probably cost population efficient enough, I guess. But the range is still very, very nice, anything out of that structure damage. I think it's a good alternative to the Petrobolos siege weapons. After all, this guy does approximately 61.9 crush damage per second.
Etimos.
Oh, this guy here does technically do 12 times 23 damage per structure. Of course, there's a difference between hack armor, pierce armor, and crush armor, and all that sort. He has a pretty good amount of forces here. Also does have Yang available, so plus some firepower. More cavalry being queued on up. Blue's just going for more various top flights and top space. Another Pleasure Ball has been summoned, very nice. Swordsman managed to get on top of his Petrobolos, but it does have support against all these guard towers.
Lege. Πρόσταγμα.
More of the cavalry being summoned there, going for more Gallows Swordsmen, more siege crossbows, as well as more of the Tiger Cavalry. It's still trying to go for more hoplites and going for some more. They capture Champion Gasso Photo, so I pronounce it. They're good hybrid anti-structure, anti-everything killers. The range is always very nice to have. In fact, they can almost arrange these siege crossbows. Free Shades not being summoned as well. Yang dynasty is almost complete. Going from Yin. Because of the Su. Red right now has a mass stockpile of wood, has a decent amount of gold, but has way too little food at the moment, and got a decent amount of favor sorting up. Right now, Hayes does have a good amount of food sorting up, needs more gold, and wood is a little bit low as well. Of course, it does have 2 plenty vaults. Siege tower will go down there. The one Bali is almost down. More hoplites being summoned. Chiron does go down there. Does take out this fortress there. More shades aiding some as well. Here comes these crossbowmen, able to see down the ballet pretty handily. Machine workshop here. And here comes another dragon. Got an Achilles here. These pull him back to engage the dragon. Oh, looks like the Achilles just went down there. Another Perseus and Achilles being summoned. Ajax is firing away against the dragon, and plus these unique crossbowmen have plus 1% multiplier versus minions. So that'd be a good soft hunter as well. So this thing was not exactly a good great call there. But is it enough to get enough damage? So I've got some champion high passes there to counter all the Dallas swordsmen. More of these crossbows engaging, trying the ballet. Axe Court is destroying some of these stone walls. Depends on being filled. Gain enough refill will allow them to get more published on the field. It also gets destroyed once again. Axe cars push way forward, progeny the town center. Does knock it out there. This is a good firing line for range units. There's a bit of force there. Shades more and more being summoned. More Hypatis, more Hoplites, more Crossbowmen. So for the Chinese player, seeing a big round of siege crossbows and a good number of Dallas swordsmen, more Tiger Cavalry, with some fire archers being summoned. Another Heliopoli now floating field. The council is still trying to be built, but unsuccessful. The Hades player has a good amount of food and gold there. It has enough for another restoration god power. Chiron's been resummoned. Now Dallas Swordsman does have a nice mix of armor, so whether range or melee damage will both be useful against it. It looks like Blue doesn't have too many civilians in the field as well, so they've had similar military number to field. Blue may have deleted some civilians, or maybe just lost them at some point in time. Can't say exactly for sure. With 2 Plenty Vaults, that does give him a decent amount of resources. I do not argue with him if he's going to go for a 3rd Plenty Vault, or just even just straight up mass Plenty Vaults. That would net him a lot of large amount of resources. After all, right now 14 villagers on favor, and Plenty Vault provides approximately 10 villagers worth of income if I remember correctly. So we'll pay dividends. So it's getting pretty low on wood though, so I'll just keep a reserve for a limited number of range units, which makes this unique crossover very effective in this situation, since it is both a siege unit and a ranged unit. An effective siege unit, I should say. Not say it is. Did manage to snipe that guard tower there with his crossbowman. But right now, both sides massing up force that you didn't see his point of view as well. I think it'd be a good idea for Blue to get some patrol modes out there with the cavalry. Then again, I don't even know what type of level upgrade he has for his cavalry. I don't see a stable nearby. Range. Yep, I don't see a stable nearby for me to check. Booth once again running low in gold, and Bootsy is also low on his gold as well as Boots. Both players can be spending down barrel too. You can sell off 1,000 wood there. I am curious for the cherry blossoms. He has not redeployed on another one. This one has been assumed. There's a panda there, which provides no income. I wonder if that came from that cherry blossom. More hoplites being summoned to the field. Right now, Blues and Red both need to focus on low gold income, low gold cost units. And hoplites do cost 40 gold. German Cavalry only takes 50 gold, while the Dow Swordsmen do cost 44. They're actually much higher in gold than food. So while German Cavalry would be a great option still. Yeah, this Panda had to come from the Cherry Blossom. It also has no food storm up, so it's something special there. It also has, look, 99 health and 99 melee and range armor, so it must be special for this Panda. It has to come from that Peach Blossom. Not familiar where it else would come from. Probably a little bit of flavor. I wonder how Panda tastes. Some about flavor. Just a good number of high passes upon two to counter the fire archers as well. Multiple guard towers being summoned on the field. Porch over there, and he starts repairing it up. Red is still trimming up on the barrel when it comes to gold income. I see some villagers on gold. Ace right now has plenty of food and gold, so he's doing just fine. And he can board another punch vault once he realizes it. I would say go for it. There's always plenty of resources in a punch vault. He has now some another plenty vault in the field, getting some great income. Next one costs 600. And the longer the game goes on, I think better that Hades will be in. Because it's plenty vaults. Oops, sorry, my microphone. I'm not sure what this guy just summoned. But he has summoned this hero there, Yang Zhang. If I pushed that name well enough. More Toxei is being summoned, as well as Hoplites. Ajax looking down here there. So he's running a little bit low on food now. He has a bit of wood sorted up, so around Fox phase and his unique crossbone card as well. He's having trouble with maxing out production queue. Red is maintaining pretty good production queue at the moment. But he's lacking gold and food as well. More fortifications being flown field. Blue's not been able to just redeploy this town center, which has always been a bit of a problem. Blue's not consumed his wood. Does plenty of food and gold though. Background Tox phase, go for another Perseus as well as the unique crossbow. Looks like Red slowly pushing back Blue. Let's see if we're going some researcher. He's actually eyeing for the short palace, which will give him Silver Colossus. No, Silver to Gold Colossus. And so it's triple healing, which is always quite nice. And carrying pigeons. So it looks like Blue's going to try to break the stalemate with some Colossi. His opponent's not been pulling out too many heroes, so Colossus could be very effective. The Colossus are durable enough they can withstand a bit of beating. Additionally, Colossus can eat the trees, a plentiful resource. In order to get some health going. Now we've got the Silver Colossi now pushing way forward. A Gold Colossus upgrade's almost complete. And Gold Colossus like some of the strongest myth use on the field, barring Titans. No siege crossbows there. Gold Colossus now on the field has nearly 2,000 health, but it's taking beam from many sources, including some heroes. And Gold Colossus will go down. Just got focused down by everything. We can give him a breathing room there. Forward Temple here for maybe healing. I don't know if the Healing Temple does do healing in combat. Last time I remember, at least in Gold Edition, it doesn't do in combat healing. Oh, it's going to be quite nice. Forward Gold Colossus now being established. Got a good backline there put up by Blue. High Passes, Crossbowman, and Tox Blades. Siege Crossbow's been summoned in the field. The gold with the 2 Colossus upgrades, 3 points of damage. Looks like the Silver upgrade gets actually just eliminated. He got some of his powers there, but he's getting massively focused down by everything. Number of watchtowers here. More Gold Colossus. He has no production queue going. He needs to get his production queue going. Has a lot of spare population space now. More Gold Colossus being summoned. That also applies a good number of shades being summoned. Hopefully they're probably being rallied, that's all I can say. Now I've got the forest there. Colossus trying to engage some of the stuff, but they have a slightly slower moves than Colossus, but he's slowly getting picked apart there. And this is where the market trade donkeys are going to, so losing this actually would be a bit of a problem. Red's making some slow headway in this region. And Red is trying to get more and more gold reserves, as well as X amount of food and wood right now. Yang is hard to get Swap with the yin. Very good number of watchtowers with defense line. Red has now forced extra town center, which means he's going to have a much larger military accomplishment possible in the field, which is quite important. And some of these more donkey caravans going down. Blue is starting to lose the game. And looks like I got another engaged front being opened up here by Blue, trying to break it down with some siege weapons. Very nice. Trying to hit this town center, trying to open up another town center from the plane. Need to go with some Terracotta Warriors for defense. These crossbows gaining some good damage in the Heliopoli. I wonder if Red got the increased population costume. Looked like it for siege weapons. Looks like both players have left a lot of relics on the map. First, just being some gear. Fortified towns that are getting repaired on the open now. Blue's now screaming bomb and barrel. Has very little food and gold torn up and has some wood. Not sure what sound effect that was. But maybe it's Terracotta Warriors having weird sound effects. Offense to 4, Blue is starting to stabilize in this region. Red is pulling out a good amount of infrastructure over here. Up here, we have this town center actually now fully destroyed. The Red can start rebuilding it. Good number of watchtowers to protect this region. More high passes being some of the those talks days. We got more champion Tiger Cavalry. Up north, we have Red trying to rebuild this town center there. Siege weapons are constantly interrupting it though. Though they're hitting other targets now. Infrastructure down there as well. No sneaky way to pull out siege weapons, however. Heliopoli will go down there. Looks like donkey caravans rotated over here, providing 22 gold per new trip. More siege weapons being brought up by Blue. Yang now activated for Red, so we'll give him some additional damage. Not sure what just died there. Council gets destroyed again. Blue's straight forward over here as well. Cleans up some of these outlying structures. Some of these roads going down as well. Sea punches in the basement floor. So Sea Shot Town Center. Blue's forward from this town center once again. Miguel is actually an important target. Red Central remaxing is bringing low on the gold again. Blue has some gold to work with. He is being held up, propped up by those 20 volts. I think right now Manticores would be a good way to go. Manticores are a good backline unit. They offer a really good DPS backline. I think more so than the Colossus. Lights and Capacitus are being cleaned on up. Trying to go for another fortress here. Red's not pushing forward to this temple once again. Has some defensive watchtowers. Got some emergency sentinels. They're not super particularly powerful in this situation, but he must be looking a little bit desperate. He does have a bit of favor to work with. He so far put 23 villagers onto the temples for favor generation, which are not super high producing at this point in time. He may even try to squeeze out more 20 volts, not sure. Passes Toxic is trying to cut off these reinforcements. Councilor is being repaired up quite nicely. Yes, Hamza has gone down as well. They have even population, and Red backs out of the game. Maybe a little bit too premature, honestly, but Red has back to the game. This Angrade saying, "Thank you for watching," and on to the next replay. Before I get to start next replay, I need to open up a drink. I need to get some more caffeine into me. There we go. Let's see now. Usually so. Let's see. Got a clan tag there. Sometimes people clan tags actually are decent. Could use view him. Let's see if there's anything a little bit better. Anything that pops out to me. Wait a second. This one's a pretty high rated player. Yeah, let's do this one here. Greetings everyone, and Grade here with another Age Mythology replay. Spawn top right side is the blue Poseidon, got Ocean. It's a very fitting name. Spawn bottom left side is the red Hades, got Jack Frost with a lowercase 4. Because that looks like a lowercase 4 to me. I don't understand the font of this game. Look, this is the biggest problem I hate about this font. Look at the O. That's not an O. Look up here, that's a 0. I hate this font when it comes to numbers. This map is a hybrid map. Of course, Poseidon does get a free hippocampus. He could probably just put an auto scout. I think it's auto scout, right? Either way, got a good number of fishies out here. They tend to come in groups of three schools of fish. Class will not be in session because it's going to go straight into my stomach because I like anything that is food. Of course, it's technically a Greek mirror matchup, just nowhere near being a mirror matchup. Let's see now. Is there anything special when it comes to these Age of the Gods that could be a worry about when it comes to this? Let's see. Enabling their attack can be enabled them earlier. The Hypasis, probably not important. Of course, got the Hoplites, Militia, and Prodromi, the Spear of Panic, which allows them to get a bit of divine damage. Not bad. Prodromos is the mounted anti-cavalry unit, which could be useful against Poseidon, but this is Poseidon we're looking at. Will Kronos is the Cyclopes buff and Toxday buff here. Or we're probably going to see Hermes, because it does provide cavalry bones because it's Poseidon. Yep, we've got now Hermes now selected there. When it comes to Hades, of course, we already looked at Ares, which the Indio's bow of horror is not bad there. Plus, Cyclopes can pick up cavalry, excuse me, and chuck them. Or because the Aegis Shield makes their infantry units more resilient to pierce attacks, which is quite nice. Maybe less so against Poseidon. It's actually make your hoplites a little bit more effective as well, which I can see both right now being quite useful for Hades. But he is going for Athena, not Aphrodite. Don't need to start another war of Troy with that thinking.
Πρόσταγμα.
Fishing boats now being set by both sides by red. Blue has now a dock over here as well, and red scout will go down. That's a house there, not a defense tower. We do have blue now being set up some triremes and some hammer ships. The Pentuck, have to pronounce that. We also got a Juggernaut, which is a siege ship. So in this situation, probably arrow ships wouldn't be a half bad, as well as red hammer ships, because hammer ships be equal to hammer ships. The hammer ships can be good against siege ships, but looks like enough defensive fire here. Docks do have range damage, so they should be decent against units that have low range armor. Juggernauts have a bit of range armor to them. Arrow ships, or hammer ships, far from it. Arrow ships have a bit of range, but nothing too significant as well. Overall, the docks are doing quite good, so hunkering down was useful, and now got the hammer ships brought up by red. Very nice. He's going for multiple docks here. I hear, looks like the Northern Minotaur has taken a bit of a beating there. The Centaur as well. Oh, we got... Okay, most of the red I saw here were the fishing boats. Good number of hammer ships here. Triremes do have 50% hack armor, however, they can always just be overwhelmed. More hammer ships being pulled up by red. Looks like he's just going to go for hammer ships. Blue should counter off more arrow ships. Hammer ships zone wouldn't be half bad. He does go ahead and hammer the hippocampus. Arrow ships now engaging. No micro there. No trying to pull this back. Pulling back the last one may be a good idea. But it does go down there. Just getting overwhelmed by hammer ships. Red thinks it's hammer time.
Πρόσταγμα.
Red is quite content with hammer ships. They do have good damage there. Triremes do have 50% range or melee armor.
Πρόσταγμα.
So it effectively was a 16.5. Let's just round it down. 8.5 DPS, but now it has gone for some siege ships here. Very nice. just need to occupy the ships here.
Prostagma.
These airships should not be
Lege.
focusing on these siege ships. They have 6% range armor. So overall, fairly poor micro there by Blue. And Red's a bit more monotone. He's going for less micro hammer ships, and then going for more micro siege ships. Good combinations. If you don't want to do hammer ships, seem like you're doing quite well against the core matchup. Well, no. So you don't have to micro them all too much. And sometimes over microing some units is a bad idea.
Prostagma.
Of course, these siege ships do have a bit of crush damage. Whereas the Sirens have, well, 5% crush armor, while the siege ships do offer 50% crush armor. And Red's not established any sort of airship to protect the sea ships. Probably been air competition in his sight, but he's going for numerous ships. And we do have now the Age of 5 Poseidon, which does now bring him a Skyla. That could be very handy right now. It's hammer time, that's all I could hear. And Skyla would be a bit more of a hard counter to everything. It's effectively a Sea Hydra, but since now in Retold as opposed to Gold Edition, you don't have to get any particular god to bring up the Skyla. The Skyla does offer 80% crush armor, so it can resist the siege ships quite well, offer good range armor, and so hack damage can be the best damage against it. Of course, let's see. The Argos is a Poseidon only ship, right? No, Argos is now a part of Aphrodite, right? So Hades, if assuming Poseidon goes heading to Skyla, then Hades may need to age up to Aphrodite. Yep, you can see no, that's Argonauts. Grants you an Argo, maybe rebuilt of some. Okay, it's now as a research, so it is a Aphrodite research rather than just a Poseidon hero. Because in Gold Edition, it was a Poseidon hero.
Lege.
And Hades is researching Aphrodite. And Blue is going for some extra Skylas. It looks like Red is a little bit allergic to arrow ships. Well, as long as he does have a proper amount of hammer ships to protect himself from opposing hammer ships, that should be fine. Of course, when Red ages up, he will get out his own free Skyla, which may spawn on the left side, I believe, since this is first off. Blue's going heavy amount of the Skylas there, so it'd be a good idea to get the Argos out relatively quickly. So I'm gonna fall back there. He also has established some hammer ships over here. This will give Hydras and Skylas a bit of health regen. Aphrodite now being researched there. And may need to get the Argos over this region, that's for sure. In case if his opponent starts front shifting the other side of Mass Skyla, he can just simply delete the Argos from this side and try to rebuild on the other side. The Argos should be a very hard counter to Sea Mythians, right? Sea Mythians are especially more common in Retold as opposed to Gold Edition, seeing they're mostly no longer tied to minor gods. Which is probably a good way to balance it out, because let's be frank, most Age of Empires game, Navy is not exactly very fun or well balanced. I say the most well balanced Age of Empires game when it comes to Navy is probably Age of Empires 4, I think. I think it does Navy the best. In Age of Empires 3, Navy might as well just not exist because all of the naval combat units have limited build caps and cost 0 population, barring fishing ships. They're like, yeah, we're just gonna make it passable. Even then, it's not even passable. Okay, so whoever just spams out more ships. I couldn't even tell you how I even begin to play Navy Age of Empires 3. Because then you guys are be really locked into your decks, so that... Red Skyla, blue Skyla does go down. It was 4-headed. Red Skyla slowly being picked on off. Trireme there, so he actually knows how to build arrow ships. More hammer ships here. Of course, can't highlight it. Let's see, here we go, Argonauts. Got Spirited Charge not being queued on up. Red is going for a Skyla of his own. Somewhere. This one? No. There's a Skyla. Blue now has medium cavalry. Sea ships trying to slowly deal with these forces. There's a red Skyla now up on the field. And looks like Red's also going for the golden apples. Allows him to get access to mega villages 2% more. Curse has been summoned right there. Sorry, I missed this fight. I was so too busy focused on the sea. Ajax does take out the Hydra. So blue can no longer hail Hydra. Thesis here is taking some damage there. Or Thesis. Oh, this abuse is going to his Thesis. Particularly those swords. We do now Red pulling him back. We got a forward force established by blue, very nice. Red has some food and gold as well as plenty of wood to work with. Blue, not so much of all resources. Queued up some more Hippus there, so Hoplites would be a good idea, or in Dromos. Starting to fall back there. Got a good amount of heavy hoplites spawn field. They only have the heavy hoplite upgrade at the moment. He, of course, did go for Athena, so has access to like a Saracia and Age of Shield. Age of Shield is not important right now. He's not needing any range armor soon. But Saracia would be quite nice. And Blossom may want to cancel the Platonic Rites. He does get it finished. And Red's actually out of docks over here. The horses did their job. And we actually have a Petrobolus here to engage in sort of dock here, and also to count those villagers. Everyone now has 60 villagers versus Blue's 45, and I'm pretty sure that still does not count the fishing boats. Or maybe the recent patch did. I'm not going to take time to check it out. Red is going for Restoration, very nice. And Blue counters with Ceasefire. The Red at least gets his full heal, so it's not a massive loss. Now it's also like halfway consumed. Restoration does not last very long. Atlantia now full in the field. And a late lure. Or was that a second lure? No, this appears to be the first lure. Which does give him some chickens, like 3 chickens per age, right? So there should be like 9 chickens here? It's hard for me to count, but I think there's maybe 9 chickens there. I think they taste like chicken though, so they should be perfectly fine eats. Who's going for more Skyla, more Talk Space, also going for the Salt Amphora, gives fishing boats increased gathering rate by 50%, as well as increased carrying capacity. Very excellent there. That's probably just the fishing upgrade, isn't it? Not some sort of god power, major or minor god research. Yeah, that's just the same research. It's extreme, but that's because fishing boats have a bit of traveling time to them. Fish, like most foods, are quite delicious as well. I've got some medium tox days up here by Poseidon. Some attachment bit. He does have heavy tox days. More hoplites, more hypastus, as well as the watchfires or signal fires. Fortress is going on down. Red now has a Petrobolos now point of view. And Red has, of course, no dock for all the fishies. Looks like another counter has been satisfied with Red, so now he has 2 zero reductions. Blue likes to face bronze. There's not too big an army here for bronze. Am I missing something? This is a desperate bronze. Right now, these Petrobolos engage in the markets. Looks like Blue hates the market economy. And these Petrobolos will be taken out pretty easily. The market does go down, minor loss overall. And looks like Blue does back the game now. This Android saying, thank you for watching, and on to next replay. Before it gets on next replay, do you need to use the restroom? Please give me a moment. My apologies, I am back. Let's see now. This name sounds familiar. Was an Xbox. Let's see, got a clan tag here. Sometimes a give indication of a decent player. Not necessarily. Nope, not you. Just a quick look around. Yep, I don't see anything that screams to me. Nope, not that one. But I'm pretty sure that. Whoops. Pretty sure that game's still going on from the past the previous game. So we're just going back down to. Oh, this one should be reasonable enough. And keep on cooking stuff. Take a quick look at the other player. Yeah, this should do. This may be going to be my last replay for tonight. Not 100% today. Have not been 100% this week. Greetings everyone, and Grade here for another Age Mythology replay. Spawn bottom left side as the blue Freyer. We have Geodaza. Oh, where's that name well enough? Spawn top right side as the yellow oopsie. We got a name filled with number signs, but I do not really think it was like that when I was expecting the replay. It was like something VIP. Interesting. Either way, when it comes to this map, it is a hybrid map, so we may see a later age on up. Let's see, is there any naval upgrades? that these provide. Cavalry and Valkyrie. Valkyrie heal. And Hero and Naval's goatees earlier. Nothing too fancy there. Draugr stuff. Erdman and Throwing Axemen and Berserks. Yeah, reduce favor cost of Bastions, which wouldn't be half bad to help protect the flank, that's naval route. So probably best to go for Olar, or he can just use it to defend his town center so he doesn't have to spend as much on actual military units to defend himself. So this may be good, and plus some early battering rams wouldn't be half bad to help deal with the potential ground attacks. Looks like yellow over here. Let's see now. Any naval upgrades? We'll go for the Yazis for fast cavalry, which could be useful raiding villagers as he starts, as players start trying to focus naval game. Speed and hack damage. Halberdiers get +1 max range, so not naval. Bit of raid and Yazi hit points, lifesteal. And nothing too significant. No naval stuff there. Training yards, research rate. Some new human soldier every other type. Yeah. Don't see anything that will affect naval units, though. I wonder, are ships considered... This may sound a really stupid question. Are ships considered human soldiers when it comes to this one here? Temple. Oh wait, Temple summons a human soldier. Would that even work if it does count as a naval unit? Perhaps? Don't know about that interaction. We now have the equivalent, so we may see it relatively soon. Zwan Nu being researched here. Of course, we do have the Cheap Blossom Berry, Peach Blossom Spring Deployment Field, which does come with a free panda that's apparently bulletproof. We're now providing +2 food income. Of course, you always select what resources will provide. Asgard Bastion, let's see, we'll point out the next town center. It does have, of course, the naval presence over here. So Iron Pass go for 4 towns center here, just getting some basic extra booty there with the Berserk. Draugr try and protect. Draugr could go ahead and come over here, help protect his naval units. Yellow has a dock on each side, collecting up some delicious fishies. Blue just has a dock on one side, also collecting some delicious fishies. And we've got the medium cavalry resource there as well, so Blue's going to be eyeing for some cavalry play. Multiple longhouses being built now. There's Asgardian Bastion. Basic walls over here. There's a little bit of a crater here, so that must have been a meteor impact. Well, I'm trying to destroy this house. Let's see now. Any naval upgrades? Oh, looks like I got a Geomong there, and I can't tell you what it is. But nothing that seems like a... maybe a naval upgrade. Can't say exactly for sure. Oh, here. Any naval upgrades? You can probably eye. We do have Long Serpent. Bless your longboats. Here we got a naval upgrade here. 10% hit points and +1 projectile per tier. So effectively a longboat version of the Skyla. Oh, Valhalla for your Berserks. Swine Array for your Erdman. And Myth unit speed, and adds Myth units to have a bit of health regen. It's not straightforward as well. Let's see any naval upgrades here. So I think actually Brog would be better than Ager, even though Ager is pretty nice for land. Rock Giant, Feats of Renown. Dragon Ship summons 1 Kraken for each 400 damage dealt to naval units. That's pretty good. I wonder if that's a one-time summon or multiple summons, so that could be quite nice as well. 9 waves, hero speed, siege speed of the ocean. So it grants your heroes and siege weapons the might of the ocean, but not necessarily anything at sea. Got it. Unless the siege ship is considered a siege weapon. Possibly? Can't say take that off my hand.
Yo!
Let's push forward with a decent army here. Pioneers would like to go down. Got raiding cavalry here. Bun freeze fire. Draugr fires. We do now have the heavy infantry research as well as more medium fire archers. There's a Chiwin, a free myth unit, which does have a shield. Fish eats fishing boat. So it is some sort of weird dragon fish.
Hver that?
Of course, blue has not really gone too much in the navy. In fact, we got another Chiwin over here, so that is just going to be a static emplacement. And blue's not focusing on any of our navies, but blue has a massive ground force. He doesn't realize how powerful it is. If he pushes forward, it could be very effective. He is, of course, only H2. He is queuing up Ager. Actually, is researching Ager. Has enough resource and queued it on up. Got Servant's Glory, increasing the Longhouse unit's movement speed by 5%. Another town center established there. Very nice. This thing does do a bit of siege damage as well. Crush damage. You can probably just garrison the Longhouse there to get some arrows firing away.
Já. Tilbúin.
We do now have the fish basket for his fishing boats. Siege ship here, but there's not too many targets for it. There's a dock. Ager's almost complete, which will give him a rock giant, which could be a decent siege weapon. He goes for this town center here as well. He have a good forward position for the Gillenburg city as well. Oh, got a free Kraken. Kraken does have, let's see, DPS, 15 DPS. This thing has 23 with force 300, 500, 800. So effectively, if it's max shield, they're all relatively equal. This has high DPS as well. Either way, the Kraken has gone down. Now the Asgardian Hill Fort being established. Hill Fort has been built. And blues right now going for a big round of research, including the incendiary or ballistics. Going for a number of Huskarls. Huskarls are a counter infantry or counter range unit. Also got some heavy halberdiers, or yeah, they are heavy halberdiers. There's a copper plate there, always gets me confused. And yellow's actually each up again, going for Gong Gong. Get back to the Quilong, a water dragon. That'll be a good way to shoot it out of the air.
Skip.
And really his own really way to shoot out of the air.
Tilbúin.
Who's going for a third town center. This fourth town center could be in range of these ships. Yeah, if these guys can hit this here, and they'd probably be able to push to the center shore to hit this here, it may be able to range this settlement. And Preston Garvey would be quite angry at you.
Yo.
Age up here, 9 waves. Giving his heroes and siege weapons more speed. Age up there for the Vidar to give access to the Fafnir. Not a 155mm mobile artillery piece with an autoloader and laser rangefinder.
Tilbúin.
Imported from South Korea. What about mechanical ox caravans? It's not a very big distance. 25 gold, it's probably not worth it. If I was going to put a bit more farther there, probably squeeze out the 30 gold right there. I don't think I agree with the ox caravans. They are not necessarily cheap either. Doesn't count that structure there, but here from Waterwave, hitting the entire army. We got the turtle with the serpent. Get some of these structures here. Decent amount of damage there, and I don't think he has any way to heal. Wait, no, he can go for the healing upgrade, right? Beast of Renown does provide a healing, doesn't it? Yep, heal action aura. But it looks like it does not have it actually researched at the moment. So yeah, he may want to eye the feast around now, which does cost how much favor? 18, so just need a little bit more favor and then get it researching. I think he just spent some spent some favor there on building this hill fort. His armor's pretty badly bruised and beaten, but he did spend his final god power on that. So now he will have access to his own god power with no counterpart, the Firestorm. Fafnir now pulled in field. The Fafnir is effectively a myth unit that's overstated, but does provide his opponent 300 gold upon dying. Also, maybe a bit of otaku.
Yo. Skipan.
No feast for now. I really think you should eye that research. This army could really benefit from that.
Yo.
There's Feast of Renown there, but we'll take a bit of time to research. I think you should have gone for that immediately upon surviving the tidal wave. Yellow has an army of 112 versus 121. You can fire something to even out the army. Looks like it's going to be a direct hit. It is a direct hit. And yellow just lost 50 population of that strike there. No champion upgrades over here just yet. But this turtle will go down. Got some green ores there, I'm not sure what that is. The Kunlong's spewing out some water. Good amount of damage. There's some terracotta riders there, some emergency defensive horsemen. Won't be able to do much to the Fafnir. And these wound units are still hanging on, but they're slowly getting up there. Got Champion Tiger Cavalry now being the field. Huskarls are advancing. But they're just heavy right now. I don't think any of the champion upgrades completed. We do have now Champion Infantry being the one field. For the amount of cavalry on the field, he may need to get some Erdmen over here. But of course, no long officer for Erdmen. He is going for some very fine Jarls.
Skipan.
The Great Jarl. Let's see right now. We do have Yin almost completed, which is the gathering version. Yang is the combat one, giving plus 10 some damage. Yellow does also have decent civilians field, but is slightly overinflated by these mechanical ox caravans. Peach Blossom still got the resources, got some idle villages here and there, and Yellow needs to start going forward to collect up some of this gold.
Tilbuin.
Piece of Renown has been deployed in the field, and Fafnir gets some much needed healing. Able to hold on the free Fafnir means you don't donate 300 gold. More Quillans, which will, I don't think it can heal up the Terracotta Riders since they're a militia unit. Plus Scarlet's been thrown in the field, which is not going to be a good call. You got multiple Quillongs now up in the sky, so some Goldie would be very good. Overall, I don't think Blue's composition is going to be great at the moment. Champion Infantry not complete. Sunlight Resolve makes your Heavy Berserks, or should I say Champion Berserks, deal more bonus damage the longer they've been idle.
Tilbuin. Yao. Tilbuin.
Both sides going have been idle. Blue has a decent amount of resource stock caught up. Looks like some bears are being quite unbearable. I think Blue, he has more population.
Skipan.
Okay, so that's all 16 housing built. So I guess he needs fortified town center. Oh, looks like he's building housing now, finalizing it. Yellow's having trouble. Has a decent amount of force in the field as well. Yeah, gets both sides just building up. And here comes the Tempest. Scarls needs to start pushing forward. Ludus still does not have any proper counter to these Quinlongs. He has some Perseers, but they're not going to be good enough. None of these Quillons will be going down though. And he's going to start with threes. And plus water being some field, but that's so good. Fafnir does go down. More portable battery infantry forward. More Titan cavalry being summoned by Yellow. More champion cavalry being researched by Blue. And now I got the Asgardian Bastion being summoned. Blue's army will be cleaned on up. And we've got this being cleaned up there as well. He has not iron for counterattack. Blue's just having trouble remaxing. He has a lot of resources, barring wood. So I'm not sure why Blue's having trouble remaxing. Another Asgardian Hill forward and Thorn Field. Huskarls do cost wood rather than food for a melee unit. Going for some berserks now. They are champion berserks.
Tilbuin.
Has a bit of copper, a bit of bronze upgrades. And now got Secret of the Titans being researched. Gillen Bassetti gets summoned right there. Age 4 Gillen Bassetti advancing. Should be pretty effective, but no supporting army there, just trying to whittle down all this other stuff. Gillen Bassetti is just cleaving through everything, doing 111 damage per strike with a bit of AoE. That can make it one-shot most items. Not the word Tiger Cavalry. Chuko News will survive, but barely, because they have a bit of pack armor to them as well. But the AoE effect makes it so it's easy enough for the follow-up attacks just be a one-shot to the next unit. Gillen Bassetti's about ready to time out. Gillen Bassetti has expired. And you have Secret Titans almost complete by blue. And yellow's going for more of these Ox Caravans. Peach Blossom Spring has 3,000 resources inside of it. Got a battering ram here as well. Villagers can shank the battering ram and slit their throats quite easily enough. More Berserks, more Jarls, more Huskarls, and not pulling out anything to stop the dragons. Thus, guess he doesn't really consider the dragons provide too much of a threat. When they target Hero, they are not going to be much of a threat there. And they target the Goaty here. 6-0 Sigskarson. I pronounced that. Getting some of these reinforcements cut, so the inspector cut off with those dragons taking out all the reinforcements. Huskarls working for the Strength Tiger Cavalry. Renegade has been summoned. Ymir could be deployed out there. Or Ymir? Is it Ymir or Ymir? I always forget. And things well, the Kunlongs are very horrible against structures. They do range damage. Guess what structures have? Range armor. It's one thing they do good at when it comes to armor. Blue's reinforcers are likely going straight into the Titan Gate. He still has plenty of resources in stockpile. I think Blue just simply has not doing a bad job of remaxing this game and maxing out. Yellow is trying to go for more of the cavalry as well, so I think still Erdman would be a good call. Did the one equivalents go down to the fortress, and the other one almost went down as well? What the heck was... Did he just delete a whole bunch of villagers? I think he deleted a whole mess of villagers right there from increased population size. Well, let's see how it goes. Just want to clean up the gold. Very nice. Blue's been able to see pretty much all the gold on the map. Yellow just eyeing for the Ox Caravans. Got a good number of Escort Bastions over here, and they are providing a bit of food, so that's quite nice as well. So even if they're idle, they're quite handy. He's not defense here. Let's see. He does have ballistics, no boiling oils. Does have iron weapons. But these are just plenty of targets with Hill Force engaged, so there's at least one target within range. Or is it within range or out of range? Be in range when it comes to minimum range.
Yo.
Blue's district forward here has been a number of achieving rating cavalry and Huskarls. Some of legendary Jarls as well. Piece of Renown's getting some good health regen for Blue in this region. I don't know if the board's actually stacked. Probably not. I think for balance reasons, should not if it does.
Tilbúin.
Some of the cooldowns going down. The axe carts falling on back, which I think is one of the most stupid designs of a siege weapon in this game. And here comes the Titan. And it does interrupt the deployment animation, so we don't see the fun animation there. Ymir, or is it Ymir or Ymir, now push way forward. And there's a good number now Huskarls are able to push forward with the Titan as well. And another Asgardian Bastion being summoned right here. Sort of deform the land a little bit. And it looks like the Feast of Renown may affect the active before being built, not sure. Axe carts engaging the Asgardian Bastion, he will lose it. But now all the Huskarls can rip apart everything here. The Titan is ripping apart through this formation of Tiger Cavalry. And Feast of Renown here, all these guys getting a nice bit of health regen before they push forward as well. Allowing the Titan to advance even farther forward. The Titan took no damage so far this game. Oh, also got a bit of health there. This must be the stacking damage buff there, which apparently applies to the Titan? Don't know if that ability should affect the Titan. In theory, it says the more you die in your fight, it gets the damage buff, if I'm reading that correctly, or when it dies, it tries to buff nearby units. Probably the latter. Plus it's retaining it plus 54, so adds 70 damage. Probably goes best if the Titan just starts focusing on the structures, on his ground units engage everything else. Ox Caravan slowly being picked apart there. The Peach Blossom is still generating resources, so follow the cast of gold, and then I clicked it up, but the Ox Caravans do go down. Some farms going down as well. Titan is running amok. Now I've got another Tempest being summoned out by blue. And looks like yellow is rapidly disintegrating. Yep. He did not have appropriate amount of anti-Titan measures. Which, to be fair, there's not too many anti-Titan measures. As Anagrade saying, thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. So, like I said before, and that shall be my last replay tonight. So everyone, thank you for watching.